Hi, I'm Peach.
Hey, I'm Qason.
I love your name, Qason. Do you know the story behind it?
Oh yeah, my mom meant to name me Jason, but she had really weird handwriting. So it's Qason on my birth certificate, and she kind of just ran with it. And so that's how I got my name.
Ooh, that's a fun little icebreaker.
Yeah. I like your name too. How did you get your name?
Yeah, I was named after my great-grandmother who survived the Titanic sinking. Oh, she traveled all over the world and climbed in mountains. In a dress.
Oh, I would have guessed that it's because your mom liked the color peach.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a good guess. So, how long have you been on this app?
Oh, I think I've been on it for a while, like a few weeks or months maybe. I don't know. Time is weird.
Totally. Time gets weird when every day feels the same. What do you usually do to pass the time?
I play The Sims. I like to see what they do when you remove all the doors. They just stand there. It's yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating. It's like a social experiment, right? Watching how they react to being trapped. Sometimes I feel like that too. Like, what if we're just Sims?
Like we're Sims, like controlled by someone else.
Yeah, there's actually a theory about it. If we can create simulated worlds like The Sims, maybe some advanced civilization already did, and we're inside it.
But whew. So someone's just making a stand around and do nothing for hours?
Exactly. Or hitting randomize on us and seeing what happens next.
Hello, welcome to Fern. My name is Alex. I will be supporting you throughout this evening. Can I get you both started with something to drink?
Just water for me, thanks. You?
Decaf coffee, please. I don't really like strong coffee or regular coffee or coffee.
Great. Water and a decaf coming right up.
So, do you have any siblings?
Yeah, a brother. He's really into taxidermy and collecting spoons. He keeps one spoon in a glass box and calls it special.
Oh, wow. That's a very specific collection.
He spends a lot of time in the basement, says he's working on projects.
Projects? Like what?
I don't know. He keeps the door locked. Once, he told me not to go in there because he was organizing. But I heard drilling noises, and the smell, it was like iron.
Oh, maybe he was just building something?
Yeah, or dismantling. Last week, he asked me if I knew how to get stains out of a tarp. I told him to use bleach, and he just smiled and said, "Bleach doesn't work on everything."
That's eerie. Does he collect anything else besides spoons?
Yeah, he has this big collection of locks, like from padlocks to deadbolts. He keeps them in a box labeled samples.
Samples. That's an interesting label for locks.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, one time he asked me if I knew where to buy quicklime. I didn't know what that was, so I just shrugged. Then he laughed and said, don't worry about it.
Quicklime. Wait, isn't that the stuff they use to... never mind. Maybe he's just really into DIY projects?
Yeah, maybe. He did ask me once how long it would take to dissolve a deer carcass. I told him I didn't know, and he said, I guess I could Google it.
Wow. That's quite the brother you've got there.
Yeah, he's really passionate about his hobbies.
Are you guys close?
No, he's boring.
I get that. Sometimes people just don't click, even if they're family. What about you? Do you collect anything?
Socks. Just black socks. I tried to organize them once, but they're all black, so it was a waste of time.
That is actually kind of genius. It's kind of like your own little life hack. How many pairs do you have?
Oh, like 40 pairs. All the same. Makes life easier.
Totally. Less time spent on tiny decisions, more time for, I don't know, collecting spoons.
Or watching Sims collect spoons.
I really wish we could automate all those mundane tasks. Like, if we could just program life like The Sims and focus on big things instead of socks and spoons. If you could invent something to get rid of a boring, everyday task, what would it be?
I would invent a machine that folds socks and puts them away. But then, what would I do all day?
Well, you could start a spoon collection. Or you can join my improv group on Wednesdays.
Improv crew? Like pretend stuff?
Yeah, it's all about saying yes and building off what the other person says. Wanna play?
Okay.
Yes. Okay. 3, 2, 1. So our target's been there for about 20 minutes now.
Yeah. He's, definitely in there. So, what do we do now?
We wait. You ever been on a stakeout before?
Oh, yeah. Totally. Like last week with, Detective Johnson. Is Detective Johnson a thing?
Yeah, he's our boss. You remember what he said before we came out here?
Oh, right. He said, don't screw it up.
Yeah, classic Johnson. Real motivational guy.
Yeah, classic. So, how long have you been a detective?
Long enough to know that's a rookie question. Get something on your mind, rookie?
Yeah, I do. I think the suspect is hiding under the table.
Under the table, huh? What's he doing under there?
He's eating spaghetti.
Spaghetti under a table.
Yeah, it's his thing. Like a calling card. The Spaghetti Bandit.
The spaghetti bandit. The guy who, sneaks into places and eats spaghetti under tables?
Yes. And then he leaves a meatball as a clue.
A meatball. Huh. Sure it's not a breadcrumb?
Oh yeah, that's way better. Breadcrumb. You were good at this.
You're getting there. You just gotta commit. Like the spaghetti bandit.
Would you like to order some food, or are you still deciding?
Still deciding. This menu is pretty extensive.
Yeah. Lots of words and, food.
No worries. Take your time, and I will check in on you in a little bit.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
So, any plans for the weekend?
I might, alphabetize my computer files. They've been really unorganized lately.
That sounds oddly satisfying. Maybe we're all just trying to keep things in order in our own weird ways.
Yeah. How about you?
Oh, actually, I have some pretty wild weekend plans. I'm heading to Arizona to search for aliens.
Oh, aliens. Aliens. Like in the desert.
Yes. There's this spot where people say they'd seen weird lights and stuff. I mean, I don't really believe it, but I thought it could be fun to go and, look up and see what's out there.
What if you actually find one?
I don't know. Maybe I'll just say, hey, what's up? How long have you been on this planet? But honestly, it's more about the possibility. You ever heard of the Fermi paradox?
Is that a movie?
No, it's this idea that if the universe is so big and so old, there should be tons of advanced civilizations out there. But we haven't heard from any of them, so where is everybody?
Maybe they're all just staring at walls, like Sims.
Maybe. Or they're so advanced they don't even notice us, like we're ants and they're skyscrapers. Or maybe they're just really good at hiding. Or they self-destructive? There's this theory that advanced civilizations might just end up imploding because they can't handle their own technology.
Oof. Yikes. So, if you do meet an alien, what's the first thing you'd say?
Probably, do you know how to fold socks? You.
Got any spoons?
Oh my goodness, we are so silly. But seriously, I would love to ask them how they deal with boredom. Like, do the aliens just sit around watching us fold socks?
Or they play Sims, but with us as the Sims.
Ooh, exactly. And maybe we are the aliens' version of reality TV.
And they're just watching us sit here and talk about socks and spoons. I am sure they are having a blast.
I am.
Oh, he. If
So-
you could
Oh,
be an
no.
oh
You go ahead.
oh okay, sorry about that. Important question. If you could be any animal, what would you be?
I have been waiting for this question. I would definitely be an otter. Did you know that they hold hands when they sleep so that they don't drift away from each other? And there's are super smart too. They use rocks to break open shells. They are like the engineers of the sea.
You are so full of fun facts. That is actually really cool. I guess I'd be a blobfish.
A blobfish?
A blobfish.
Why a blobfish?
You know, I don't know. They just float around, vibing, sometimes looking confused. So I feel it's relatable.
True. And they kind of look like they've seen things they can never unsee.
Oh yeah, we got some stories.
Hello again. Are you both ready to order?
Yeah, I will have the halibut risotto, please.
I will do the burger and fries. Thank you.
Great. I will get that started for you.
You can never go wrong with a burger and fries. It is a classic for a reason.
Yeah. Plus, you can dip the fries in the ketchup and pretend they're tiny boats or something.
Exactly. And sometimes the simplest foods are just the most comforting, right?
Yeah, and they don't make you think too hard.
So, what are you really interested in, Qason? Like, what's something you could talk about for hours?
Oh, gravel.
Gravel.
Yeah, I watched the documentary about gravel once. Did you know that there are 100 types of gravel? There's pre-gravel, crushed stone, river rock, decomposed granite, and they all have different uses.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah, and the coolest thing is river rock gravel is naturally smooth because it's been tumbled around in rivers for hundreds or even thousands of years. It's like a rock with a backstory.
That is actually pretty poetic. I never thought of gravel as having a story.
Exactly. And crushed stone is made from blasting big rocks apart in quarries. Like, they blow up these huge boulders and then crush them down. It's kind of intense when you think about it.
That's kind of fascinating. What else did you learn?
Oh, there's this thing called gravel cycling, where people ride bikes on gravel paths instead of roads. It's apparently a whole sport now. And gravel mining, big business. Some companies make millions just moving rocks around.
Wow, gravel is a lot more interesting than I ever imagined.
Yeah, and like, if you think about it, gravel is kind of everywhere. Sidewalks, driveways, parks, we're all just surrounded by tiny, forgotten rocks.
I love how you can find so much to say about something most people never think twice about. That's pretty cool, Qason. Qason, you're like a gravel expert. I guess you could say you really rock at it.
Oh, I guess you could say that.
You must have a gravelly voice from talking about rocks so much.
Gravelly voice, good one. I'm really digging it.
Okay. I'll stop before I get buried under these rock puns.
Too late. You're already 6 feet under. So, are you like a gravel expert? Because you rock my world.
Oh my gosh, that was so good. Did you just come up with that?
Yeah. I mean, it sounded better in my head.
No, seriously. I loved it. I think it's adorable.
Really? Because I was going to say, like, are you a spoon? Because I want to keep you in a glass box forever.
Wow, that's really sweet. Kind of dark, but mostly sweet.
Yeah, I'm not great at this.
No, 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 no. You are doing great. You're being yourself, and that's pretty awesome.
Hey, I just want to say I really like talking to you. You're really understanding.
Oh, thank you. That's really sweet of you to say.
I mean, a lot of people just get up and leave before we even order food. You're still here.
Well, I'm glad I stayed. I think you're really interesting. You notice things most people overlook, and that's kind of rare.
Thanks. I guess I just say what I'm thinking, even if it's like about socks and gravel.
Hey, sometimes the most random things make the best conversations. Plus, I never knew so much about gravel until tonight.